Yo, what is up, Crocs and clan members and others who have stumbled upon this video? I'm Soros Croxon, bringing you guys another anime review. Today we're going to be talking about Battle Programmer Shirase, which was made between October 2003 and January 2004. It's a very short anime and it's quite old, you know. So the premise of this series is we have this guy named Akira Shirase, who is a freelance programmer slash hacker. And throughout the series, he gets like random jobs involving hacking or defending against hacks in certain situations. Now, this anime, I only have two major problems with it, and it's the episode setups. Now, there's 15 episodes total, but they are split into 12 minutes sections to where it's 3 episodes per actual episode. So it's 5 different episodes altogether. So like take the first 3 episodes is basically episode 1, part 1, 2, and 3. Even though they're considered 3 separate episodes, they are just separate sections of the same episode. And the second main problem I have is the reoccurring joke that happens a lot in this series. I mean, it was kind of weird to see. Now, basically what happened is that you have this this character named Akizuki Kaoru, which is like the guy that comes in and gives the job to Akira in the first place. And whenever we see him in all 5 episodes, or in every episode technically, but even though it's not the same guy, he has the same name and he looks exactly the same. So it's like kind of like Nurse Joy from Pokemon. It's the same dude, but with a different job description. Like in one he was like a captain of the like defense militia, and then stuff like one he was like a hotel manager, but it's the same dude in retrospect. Now the recurring joke that happens with him and Akira is that Akira is in his room or wherever, and then he's with his niece, which is like the other main character. Her name is Misao, and it's actually his great niece, because he is the uncle of her mom, so like she's his great niece. And then like something will happen. Like she's very fond of her great uncle, and so she is always like going to his house and cooking for him. Cause he's a very lazy guy, right? So he's very lazy. He's always sleeping in very late and doesn't really do a lot. So she's very fond of him, and she's a very shy girl, and she's mostly comfortable when she's around him. You know, she can talk to him, all fine and dandy. So the situation, the recurrent joke is this: she's in his room, his little apartment downstairs, and then they're talking, and then like some random occurrence. For one, there was like a mini earthquake, or an earth shake. It wasn't really much of an earthquake, and then they ended up falling in a way that when this dude, Akizuki, the guy I told you earlier, bursts through the door. Like, he doesn't even knock. Like, he just bursts through the door, and he sees them, and they're in, like, some sexual position when he comes in. And then he, like, freaks out, and he, like, freezes, and then we get, like, a little monologue in his mind of him, like, seeing this and wondering why he's doing it with a little girl, and then he starts questioning what he should do because he needs him for the job, but he's doing this, and he has to question his morality, and this whole bullshit in his head to where it ends up being like the girl leaves. Like, she literally gets up and walks out of the room, and then like the moment she leaves, she's like, okay, he like goes, you know what? I didn't see anything, and we get a random laugh in the background. That joke was getting ridiculous because it happened way too often, and it was kind of weird. Like, the whole mindset of like pedophilia, I guess you could say. Like, I don't know. That's the way I saw it as. So it's kind of weird to see this. And this isn't the only girl it happens with. There's another girl we meet. Her name is Yokiro. Wait, did I say it right? Yoriko. my bad. Who is like the captain of like the ship for the U.S. and like she looks really young. Like I really have to say, she probably is the same age as Misao. She was like in fifth or sixth grade. I don't remember which one. She looks her age, right? But she's apparently like a captain of like a military defense program in the United States, and she's in a freaking huge battleship and stuff. And they were in this park, and then I really don't remember exactly what happened, but they ended up falling again, and then the dude shows up out of nowhere and like sees this, and they're like in another sexual position, and then he starts freaking out, and the whole mind thing goes again. It's like, oh my god, this and this. So it got really ridiculous really fast, and it just wasn't funny. But that's those are the two main issues. The other part though, I really like the show. Like he looks really like pathetic, but the fact that he can do so much is great. Like at the end of the actual like full first episode, he was hacking into a computer system that was gonna blow up a building and redirected it to he traced it to the original person who was creating this virus and turned it all to where his system blew up, all from a cell phone. It wasn't even his cell phone too. He got it from the guy, Akizuki. He got his phone and just started dialing up just nonsense connected to his router in his house, which was able to build up a freaking firewall, and then like deflected everything that the other dude was doing to that company, traced it to his house, and then blew up his system. I was like, that is crazy. And he was able to do stuff like this pretty crazy, you know? I don't know, like I like the fact that he as a just the most simplest stuff, and he made it so complicated, but he came out on top. So, you know, that's what was cool. I don't know, is there anything else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, Yoriko, that girl, she actually invites him to join up with him in the U.S. because she wants a partner, because she feels like all the people that work around her, like she's a captain, so she does respect her crew, but she doesn't have anyone that's like at her level, because she's just as good as Shirase, almost as good, Shirase is a little bit better. Um, and then, so, like, there was that. He did refuse. Now, in the last episode, well, let me say this. The last two parts, so, like, episode 5, part 2, and part 3, was really confusing, because in part 2 of the last episode, the characters broke the fourth wall at the end of the episode, going off about season 2 and how it's going to be great and how they're going to go on to different adventures and stuff. When the last episode shows up, the creator actually does like the most weird thing. Like I have never seen this done before. He actually is like puts out a message and he's like thanking the fans. It's kind of saying this is the last episode sort of stuff. He starts thanking the fans have been watching on TV, and then goes off to say he also appreciates those who watch it from TV on their computers, and those who are looking at this and watching it and downloading it illegally. Like, he's thanking everybody on this thing. So I thought that was kind of cool. Like, he was totally, like, it felt like he was totally cool with the fact that he knows that people are watching this series subbed in a computer in an illegal site. So that was kind of a cool move. That's actually pretty cool. But yeah, so this series kind of ended a little too fast. The last episode was actually not interrelated to the other 4, because in the other 4, that guy from the first episode, which is a guy who's actually from Japan but who was working in America, who created that whole virus thing to blow up the building, is actually the main antagonist during those 4 episodes. And then in the last one, he's not even in it. Like, we meet a the antagonist for that episode was a transvestite that we just randomly met, and then we was defeated all easily. Like, well, not really defeated. Like, she didn't actually defeat her. Like, the guy that was riding the helicopter, like the pilot, was apparently a part of his group, um, which was something called MPS or something like that. I don't remember what exactly it stood for, but it was where Shirase is originally from. Like that's where he worked originally until he started doing this freelance stuff. So overall, I do give the show a pretty good score. The typical out of 10, I give it like a 7. Um, just mainly like the two factors. Like that whole joke was really dumb from the get go, and it was a reoccurring joke, which just made it even worse. And then the fact that the episodes were really screwed over, like how they were set up. If it didn't have that stuff, I probably would have liked it a lot more. But it still was a good show. I do personally, uh, how do I say this? I suggest it. It is a pretty good show to watch. And then so yeah, like if you've seen this show, let me know what did you like about it. I can't really say I have a favorite character because not a lot of characters did a lot of stuff. So um, yeah. Also on a side note, the Misao, she has a catchphrase that she says at the end of every like episode. Um, which is like it sounds like a cat meowing. She goes meow meow or something like that. Um, but it doesn't mean anything. Like actually, the creator specifically said that it doesn't mean anything at all. It was just a cute phrase for her to say. But yeah, so I guess that's it for this review. Let me know down below if you've seen this series, what you thought of it. What part of it particularly did you like? I like the fact that he's a freaking hacker and he's a boss at it. He can do whatever he wants from just the most random locations. So yeah, that'll be it for this review. I'm actually gonna try something new in a bit. Hopefully it'll work. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is. I just expect hopefully you'll watch it. So this has been Source Croxon bringing you another anime review, and so I guess I'll catch you guys next time.